Hey, seventh graders, Mr. Ayler with another one of your flip lessons today. We're going to be looking at the concept of mercantilism. So this should be cut out and put into your interactive notebook on page number 28. Just cut out the top. Don't really, maybe you have to trim the bottom. Not too much on the sides. Fill in the blanks as we go on the concept of mercantilism. All right, should be pretty self-explanatory. Here we go. Okay, so mercantilism, you got to think real quick. All right, what is mercantilism? Okay, if we look. See if I got a. Don't have one. Oh, I do have one. If we look at a vocab foldable really quickly, right? It's an economic theory stating colonies should benefit the mother country and countries should focus on gaining gold. So let's look at that in the process and see kind of how that works and how that benefits one side to the other. All right. So for mercantilism to work, to see a colony benefiting the mother country, here's what the colonies do in a mercantilist relationship. Okay, the colonies are going to send raw materials, natural resources to their mother country. So we looked at this on the triangular trade chart: lumber, raw materials like sugar, raw materials like anything that we're growing crop-wise, is going to be sent to the mother country. So let's use the example of the colonies in England. So big raw material they're going to want is lumber. So that's going to be a raw material, natural resources. It's the colonist's job to harvest that raw material, make it a product, and then ship it to the mother country. So that's how it works from the colonist perspective of the colonies. Okay. Get out of the way there. So then what does the mother country do with it? The mother country is going to turn that raw material and make something out of it. And then they're going to send it back to the colonies, make the colonies buy it to earn a profit. So let's use our example again of lumber. So the colonies send lumber to the mother country. The mother country could build a host of objects out of it. They could build furniture. They could build boats. They could build tools. They could build whatever you want. So that's what's being built in England. It then gets sent back to the American colonies, and the American colonies, because they're owned by England, have to buy it, and they have to buy it at whatever cost that England wants to charge. So there's no real furniture makers, there's no real shipbuilders yet. There will be, because they found out that was real time consuming. In the colonies, they're just getting raw materials, sending it back to England. England's making stuff with it and sending it back. And this is happening in all the colonies. Spain is doing this with their colonies. France is doing this with their colonies. The Dutch, their colonies are a little bit different. But that's kind of what's happening in all these different colonial areas. So if we look at this chart real quick, it's going to kind of give you an idea of what we just talked about. So the colonizing country is just another name for the mother country. The colony is a colony. Raw materials, natural resources, same thing. Things that come from nature that we use. So the colony is sending those raw materials back to the mother country. The mother country is then making something out of them. You may hear them called finished products. You may hear them called manufactured goods. Same thing. Sending them back to the colony. Okay? So colonies provide raw materials, natural resources to the mother country. Mother country provides manufactured goods, finished products to the colony. Seems like a win-win situation, right? I hinted at a little bit what are some of the problems, but we'll talk about that on our next slide. All right. So who does mercantilism benefit? Mercantilism obviously benefits who? The mother country. So how does that happen? So number one, the mother country is buying natural resources from the colonies. They're getting them dirt cheap. They're getting, if the colonies could make Spain buy them for $1, England's buying them for 35 cents. It's literally kind of what the cost expected is. England is basically saying, look, we're providing you with a whole bunch of other stuff. You've got to charge us less. Taxes weren't that high. They're protecting them with the military. They're providing them with the finished products. They're doing a lot for them. And for a long time, this was okay with the colonists because they weren't seeing themselves as American. They were seeing themselves as English. All right? So they're buying these natural resources from the colonies, and then they're selling the finished product at a profit. So let's say we get that, lumber for 35 cents, and then we make something out of it. And let's say we have $1 worth of lumber it takes to make a chair. Well, they're selling that chair for $5. So they're going to get five times their profit, and they're probably even getting more than that. Let's say they're selling it for $10 because they're shipping it across the ocean. Their profit means they are making money. So the mother country is making money by getting cheap goods and selling them at high prices. Kind of what is happening today, not with mother countries, but with big companies. Kind of what happens with Nike. Nike gets something relatively cheap. They make a shoe out of it. They sell it for way more than it costs them to make it in order to make profit. Mercantilism negatives. Colonies. So they have to buy more, or they have to spend more and pay more for the finished products that are coming back from the mother countries. Go back to our example from a chair. Spain is selling a perfectly good chair, and Spain will sell it to them for $4. They can't buy it. It's illegal. Talk about that a little bit later. You can only buy products from England, and those products from England are going to be more expensive because England has made it illegal for you to buy anything else, and they're getting less money for their natural resources. There was some natural resources in the American colonies that weren't in other colonies, particularly like lumber. So they could sell that lumber, they had loads of it, to other countries and make more money, but it was illegal. People did it, they get in trouble, they lose their business, they go to jail. But you can kind of see how this is not the best case scenario for the colonies. So why did they do it? Again, not until relatively later on in the colonial game, most of these folks didn't think themselves American. They still thought themselves as English. They thought that it's patriotism, English pride, etc., and helping out the mother country. So here's the view of everything you need to see from mercantilism. First, we've got what it actually is, right? The colonies are sending those raw materials, gold, silver, lumber, foodstuffs, those natural resources to the mother country. What's coming back to them? Manufactured goods. They're basically trading, right? But for a mother country, you want to make sure that you're exporting, okay, you're exiting. More goods are exiting your country, more goods are exporting than you are bringing in, you are importing. So they want to make sure we're selling more stuff, selling more exports than buying more imports. So that's the export-import dance for it. Export, import, export, import. All right, and then we look at the end, who is this benefiting in the long run? Look at the mother country's treasury. It's filled with gold and silver. It's helping out the mother country. All right, that's our flip lesson for today. Have any questions, comments, concerns? As always, hit me up on Schoology. Post a message on the board. Maybe one of your classmates will get to it. If not, I will do my best to. Till next time, 7th graders, out.